you might be thinking, Eastyyy, you're one of the worst tournament players of all time. And that would be very perceptive of you. But do you know who isn't one of the worst tournament players of all time? It's Jared Alderman. Jared, would you like to introduce yourself to the folks that may not know who you are?
My name is Jared Alderman. I am a poker player and coach. I've been playing poker for about 10 years.
So guys, if you didn't know, a few weeks ago I played the Super Hard Roller, $2,100 Super Hard Roller on Eastyyy Poker, part of the XL Winter Series. And I don't play many tournaments, so it's a bit daunting. So remember, we're playing for many, many, many dollars of EV in every single hand. King, Queen suited, here we go. Again, open from small blind. What do you think?
I think we can 3-bet. Yeah, flatting's fine too, though.
We go for the call?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Ace, King, 7, 2 spades, and a check.
Yes, now we have some questions. Like, what do we think our strategy here is going to be? We definitely have some incentive to be betting some 7x. I think the lower the 7 is, the more likely we want to be small betting this board. And so, like, if it's a Ace, King, 2, we'll probably have a good amount of deuce X. We have pocket 3s, 4s, stuff like this. I want to go for protection. We can put in a really small bet. On Ace, King, 7, I think the 7 is high enough where I think I'm going to go for more like a 60% pot bet, like 67, something like that. And I think King, Queen makes the cutoff for that.
I think it's about 60% here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think I think King, Queen, King, Jack would be like exactly my value cutoff. Yeah, okay. Like somewhere right around there, but I think King Queen makes the cutoff, so I'd probably like to see like a 67% bet.
I reckon I check. I do check.
Yeah, so I think if we're checking, which is okay, we just need to be going like more like pot.
Okay.
You know?
Because this is, moving our value threshold up if we don't bet this, right?
Yeah.
Cool. King on the turn and another check.
Okay, so I mean, like now we just have an overbet given your flop check.
Yeah.
Right. So like you're checking the best king. So like you have all the kings.
Yeah.
And then they've checked again. Right. So now we're looking at a bad ace or like a 7 at best, probably. Like if we overbet, they probably have to call with like some queen highs, which means having a queen might be bad in that instance. But I still think we can just overbet.
I don't think I'll probably pot or something. Okay. No, I'm just a baby. Okay. Errors everywhere. And we go for the 2/3 pot and we get a call. Queen on the river, giving us what is colloquially known as a boat.
Yeah,
and another check.
What's hard about this is like given our size on turn. I mean, like the size on turn's not bad. We could be saying we're betting a 7 for that size, even given our opponent's range, right? Like if we have Queen 7, Jack 7. But the thing is now we're not going to try to go for value with those any longer, and we're not going to bluff a queen high, so we don't really have a queen. Right? So we're not really value betting a queen. We're not really value betting a 7. We might have some delayed bluffs with flushes, but I really think we're just betting a king or better now. And I don't think it's extremely likely they have a flush. So I think we still want to like minimum see pot. I think there's a lot of incentive to just try to get a huge pot when they have a flush. And I don't think people are going to be inclined to raise that much.
No, not this stack depth, I guess.
No, so I would like to see a quite large bet, but
I reckon I bet 2/3 pot again. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Again, this size just doesn't really make any sense, in my opinion. I think a king is just clearly worth more. Like, if we want to lower our value threshold on turn, this is what's hard about tournaments, is like the ranges get so wide that like you can value bet much wider than is intuitively obvious. I mean, just this is good. This is good practice for just blind play in cash, though, right?
Sure.
Like a lot of what I've said so far, it probably holds for a lot of cash spots in blind play.
The fold.
The value in being able to like sort of break down a spot like this is that what we can clearly see is that once we start talking about what probably has to call this river, well, probably has to call turn and then probably call river. Like a queen probably has to call river, and he probably doesn't have that many flushes. It's very easy to start seeing that this spot is almost certainly overfolded. People probably just are not calling this river enough. When we have a 7, like a 7 with a spade has to call probably. Like there's just a lot of hands we probably have to call with to be defending correctly, especially the 2/3. The more we walk through this with our value spots, the more we see like, wow, we're never getting, like in my intuition when we're walking through this, I'm like, I just expect to never get paid, which means I should be marking spots like this as a spot that we should be bluffing a lot when we don't have a value hand.
Oh, flatting the button with 6/5 suited.
Yeah, I think this is especially as deep as we are, I think this is good. Ooh.
Rigged. Ace-8, guys. It goes check. Oh, this is an interesting hand, actually.
We want our thought process to like be a funnel. right? Like we want to start meta, like from the situation as a whole, and funnel down to our hands. Most people go the opposite direction. They just kind of start small and be like, nah, I can make it work. And this is where a lot of errors come up in strategies. What are you thinking in terms of like what size should we be going in the spot? Like,
I think I could bet like deuces here. So I'd probably bet small.
I agree with your general instinct. I think what is worth small is weaker than deuces. So like, I think we probably have some ace queen, ace jack.
Okay.
Off here. We also, I mean, we have a fair amount of ace x. That's all probably good. And that all is worth protection. Like if we have ace five, our opponent has a ton of king x and queen x and jack x, right? All of those, we're as many of those as we want to. We want to get to fold. Like if we bet small here, I'd like to pull it up, but like probably almost every queen x with a backdoor flush draw probably has to call at some frequency. And so like we certainly get to value bet an ace high, but like, yeah, weaker than deuces definitely is looking for protection and is probably good. But yeah, for that reason, I think a small bet is good.
What about a complete baby check?
Boo.
We're noticing a pattern here. Oh, turning a full house and a bet from our opponent.
Yeah, we have a pretty obvious call, I think.
Okay.
A raise is even potential, but like no reason.
And a 7 on the river, and our opponent checks.
Oh, we have a crystal clear value bet.
Oh God.
Yeah, we just have right? Do you agree or?
Yeah, oh yeah, I do. I just can't look. I can't press the button. Oh, the worst. I knew I was gonna check. Why? I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve things. We beat this as well. This is horrible stuff.
This is really tough to see.
This is really tough to see.